When you're sleep deprived, wired, and anxious, you can still sit down to practice. You light the candle. You put on the track. You repeat the words, and nothing lands. So you push harder. You add more technique. You blame your mind for being weak. Here's the risk if you keep doing that. You train yourself to associate practice with collapse, not power, not clarity, collapse. And after a few weeks, you'll stop showing up at all. By the end of this video, you'll understand one simple thing. Real power is not first a mindset. It's a carrier inside you. Protect that carrier, and your practice survives stress. Ignore it, and every method becomes theater. That carrier is what older Hermetic language calls the vital spirit. Let me make it plain. Your intention can be clean. Your understanding can be sharp. But intention needs a medium to move the body, steady the nerves, and hold attention. The vital spirit is that medium. It's the in-between that turns inner command into outer motion. Without it, the will shouts, and nothing obeys. Think of it like running a high-end app on a dying phone. The app isn't the problem, the battery is. And most modern practitioners do the opposite of what works. They upgrade the app. They ignore the battery. First, attention check. If your practice gets worse the more you force it, have you noticed that pattern? Because when the vital spirit is low, forcing doesn't create power. It creates friction. In this model, the vital spirit lives in the blood and flesh. It does the office of the soul in outer life. It's what carries attention into the body. It's what makes prayer feel warm instead of hollow. It's what makes meditation feel spacious instead of claustrophobic. It's what makes a simple daily vow actually stick. And it comes in two forms. One part is implanted, your baseline constitution, your natural reservoir. The other part is inflowing, what you acquire daily from life. Sleep, food, air, rhythm, recovery. When you're young, you can waste the inflowing part and still feel fine. So you keep doing it. Late nights, blue light, constant stimulation, coffee as a lifestyle. Then you sit down to practice and wonder why your inner world feels like static. That's not a moral failure. That's mechanics. Second, attention check. This one matters. What if your blocked energy isn't blocked at all? What if you're simply running the system on fumes? Here's how you can tell without mystical drama. When the vital spirit is protected, practice has three signatures. You can enter without a fight, you can stay without strain, and you leave more coherent than you arrived. When the vital spirit is depleted, practice flips. You need a battle just to begin. Your attention slips every 10 seconds, and you leave more scrambled, like you've been rubbing your nerves with sandpaper. Now the deeper warning. The soul can't grab the body directly. It needs a motive faculty, something subtle that descends into spirit and tissue. In older language, that faculty is often drowsy, almost asleep. Depletion doesn't wake it up. Depletion knocks it out. So you compensate with intensity, with obsession, with spiritual adrenaline. And that's where practice collapses under stress. Stress already drains the carrier. Then you demand more from an empty vessel. Midway checkpoint. So far, we've named the real problem. You're treating practice like a mental project. But practice is embodied. It runs on a carrier, your vital spirit, made of baseline reservoir plus daily inflow. Next, I'll give you one rule to protect it, and a quick leak audit you can do in 1 minute. Not a ritual, an honest check. Here's the rule. Stop trying to extract power from a depleted system. Seal the leaks first, then practice. Because the vital spirit isn't only what moves you, it's what makes you receptive. It's what lets a symbol actually impress the imagination. It's what lets a prayer actually take root. It's what lets your work become magnetic instead of manic. So what are the leaks? Leak 1, sleep debt. Not one bad night, the slow, cumulative deficit you normalize. Leak 2, constant stimulation. If your nervous system never downshifts, it can't hold subtlety. You sit to practice and you bring a swarm. Leak 3. Underfueling. Skipping meals, living on caffeine, punishing the body for discipline. That doesn't purify you. It degrades the carrier. Leak 4. Unprocessed conflict. That one conversation you keep replaying. That resentment you call motivation. It bleeds your baseline every day. Leak 5. Broken rhythm. No consistent wake time, no consistent wind down, no predictable recovery. Your system can't build a charge if it never knows when it's safe. Now the 1-minute audit. Ask yourself right now, which one of those 5 is draining me the most this week? Not forever. This week. Because you don't fix the whole life. You stop the biggest leak. And here's the move that keeps practice alive under stress. When you're depleted, don't quit. Downshift. Trade intensity for continuity. Instead of demanding a peak experience, aim for a clean signal. 10 quiet minutes that leave you coherent beats an hour that leaves you wrecked. A simple reading you can digest beats complicated work you can't integrate. A short prayer you can mean beats a long one you resent. This isn't lowering the bar. It's protecting the instrument. And once the leaks are sealed, once sleep is stabilizing, stimulation is lower, food is steady, conflict is addressed, rhythm returns, your methods start working again. Not because you found the right technique, because the carrier is online. You wake up with a baseline. You enter practice and it meets you. You go into the day and you're less reactive. Your choices have weight. Your presence has gravity. That's what real power looks like in daily life. Not dramatic, reliable. So if you want real power, stop ignoring the vital spirit. Protect the carrier. Then everything you already know becomes usable. If this helped you, you can like and subscribe. More keys like this without the fog.